absolutely pumped here. There's been a generation who have not been able to do this. That's how symbolic this is. A generation of cricketers, maybe more, who have not had the chance, the honour of wearing their national colours in this magnitude. So this is special. It's really, really special. Let's get it going. The Champions Trophy is underway.
First couple of overs really will let us know how the pitch will play. It usually is a fantastic batting surface. High scores batting first or second. We're talking about an average of almost 300 since last 5 or 6 years. That's been the going rate.
Well, there's Kane Williamson. Welcome sight to New Zealanders back in the national uniform. This to come in at number 3, of course. One of the greats of modern day cricket. Drive from Young, so they'll be the first runs. They'll get a couple. It wasn't perfectly timed, but the outfield is very, very fast. In fact, they'll come back for 3. That's good running, and there may be an injury to a Pakistan player who chased that right from the outset. A little bit of drama here. Fakhar Zaman is going to walk off the field, in fact. Sit down. Now, is this a hamstring? We might be able to pick something up here, Ramesh.
He's had issues with his knee. Has been out of cricket for a very long time. Of late has been injury prone, and there, I think straight away there was this possibility of him being a little unfit. He's out of the field and seems to be gutted. That's unfortunate. If an injury has occurred here to Fakhar Zaman, who's been their premier strike force in ODI cricket, it's a huge occurrence. It's a tragedy. Kamran Ghulam is the sub. But this is not a great start as far as Pakistan are concerned, not to have Fakhar there playing for them.
Well, it's freakish. That's what it is. It's unbelievably unlucky. I've just been in the UAE watching some cricket there, and so was Ian Bishop, and I've got to say at times Fakhar Zaman looked in very, very good touch. So if he's not able to fulfill his role batting later on in the evening, that is worry. There'll be worry. It's Conway on strike. The other thing to look for, Bish, from a bowling perspective, any movement at all.
And we haven't seen a great deal with the 3 deliveries that have been propelled down the other end just yet. And that should give early information back to Shaheen, back to Rizwan, who's standing in his position behind the stumps, as to what length he needs to bowl. Shaheen likes to go full early. If he doesn't move laterally soon enough, he'll just pull his length back. Offside strengthened.
Still 2 slips, hoping for a little bit of deviation, perhaps in the air away from the left, perhaps in the air away from the left-hander. Big shout. Pressure goes on early. Pakistan like that. That gets them in the game. Really, in fact, Shaheen Shah Afridi, I think, was intimating perhaps leg side or maybe bounce.
Yeah, the margin squeeze on batting surfaces, especially where was this hitting left-hander. Yeah, going down the leg side.
Short cover, man behind point, man on point, very strong offside field, 2 players out, deep backward square leg and a 3rd man.
Slightly good news actually. Walking just a bit uneasily, but at least he's walking. And this happened to Saim Ayub also in South Africa. First over of a test match, and he limped off. Broke his ankle while trying to stop the ball, feel the ball in the deep. And here Fakhar Zaman.
Drama. Real drama on this first over. and a very accurate one to boot. So the first one seen out by Conway and Young. It's 3 without loss. What an occasion this is. Pakistan winning the toss and deciding to have a crack at New Zealand first up here. There's some suspicion there may be a little bit of dew around later on in the evening. Be a late finish here, and the prospect that the ball might just come onto the bat nicely with that effect later on as well. Nazim Shah will bowl the second over. Young on strike. 2 slips again. Mohammad Rizwan hoping for some sideways movement to draw the outside edge of the bat into play. Another deep backward square, a third man, so it's a pretty identical field to we had in the first over. The other thing to look forward to is the carry. Conway, Young, Williamson, Mitchell, Latham, Phillips, Bracewell, Santner, Nathan Smith. A lot of New Zealand cricket fans will be very interested and happy to see him in the side. Matt Henry, of course, the stalwart, now the backbone, and the young O'Rourke, who's created such an impression in his brief career to this point. Nice carry, nice bounce.
Yeah, he's got a classical outswinger's action, Naseem Shah, and perilously close to that outside edge. There's a reason why Rizwan is maintaining strong presence of slip cordon. Shorter in length, allowed the ball to deviate just a little bit.
Just a hint, wasn't there? Just a hint there with the seam up that it left Will Young, who was drawn into it initially.
With this field that he's got, only 2 fielders leg side, so that's where he's got to live, even tighten on the off stump, but not too much straighter than that. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing with Nazim. How can he string deliveries together early?
Well, he's got to somehow make himself realize the importance of the field set and try to bowl this set outswinger. Pakistan there, I don't know whether they'll have Fakhar to bat. He's out with a small incident, a little injury. I hope he recovers. And then Babar opens. Saud Shakil, who bats extremely well against Spain, is slotted at number 3, and then the middle order looks pretty rosy.
Mistimed into the onside, one of those 2 players Ian Bishop was talking about. So if you can get it in that area, there are singles aplenty and even more.
Yes, the middle order then. Rizwan holds the key. He bats superbly with Salman Ali Agha. Tayyib Tahir is a bit of a go-getter. He hits the ball hard. Khushdil, it can be a bit of a lottery on the day. Can be your match winner. Shaheen, Naseem, Rauf, Abrar, the only regular spinner in this lineup. On a surface that is looking beautiful for batting.
Dry, in fact. Matthew Hayden. Isaac Khan were out there. And they had a close look at it, microscope. Close look at it, and they both said it was a very dry surface. Mistime from Conway, but he'd get away with it. A hand the bat, which is boundary of this Champions Trophy, and it was a miscue.
The outfield is like your billiard table. The ball just ran away from the fielder. It only needed a slice, a half blade, and they're taking his hand off the handle and somehow managing a 4 to the other side of the fence. This was supposed to go through cover.
Just the one slip now. Short mid-wicket, and I think it's a good field placing. 5 runs from the over, it's 8 for none. Great complex around this national stadium as well, encouraging cricket at quite a few venues. Shafadullah Saikat standing in his 66th one-day international from Bangladesh, and the very experienced and very, very highly rated Richard Kettleborough out of England standing in his 119th one-day international. Shaheen Shah Afridi, good tidy first over, 5 dot balls and just a 3 through the offside.
Well, Pakistan tried for a 2-pace pitch in that Tri-Nation that's second, the final of the Tri-Nation against New Zealand. New Zealand still won, but it was a close contest. That rose just an extra bit more. Maybe there's a little bit of variation. Only time will tell. Just got big on the left-hander.
Wouldn't be a game of cricket if there weren't problems behind the sight screen, would it? So at least we've got that out of the way, the first one. Angling across into that delivery that slides across the right-hander there. Shaheen Shah Afridi.
That's a good way of using the new ball. If it's not happening, if there's hardly any sideways movement, you've got to be as accurate as possible. Look for the length, try to finish the ball within the stumps.
Will Young's not happy here with something behind the bowling arm of Shaheen Shah Afridi. It'll be a sight screen issue or someone sitting too close to the sight screen. Here's the field for Shaheen to the right-hander Young. Another miscue which is going to run away on this lightning quick outfield. And they're going to get 3 again. Excellent running from the New Zealand combination here.
Yeah, good, strong, positive intent from the 2 runners. That one slice of the face of the blade through that vacant area, and this is an extremely fast outfield. I don't know why it didn't make it to the fence.
You hit a gap today, you get 4. It's as simple as that. Hit a gap, get the most benefit. This is fast. And here's an example of that. There's another shot from Conway which wasn't perfectly timed. Deep backward square, could not get round to it. And already they've got problems, Pakistan. They're leaking runs too early.
Once again, half a hit. Didn't really hit it off the middle of the blade, but because of the fast outfield, it ran away from the deep fielder.
Third man, so we'll just look at the ground dimensions here. Down the ground, That's 79 metres through whitish mid-wicket 75. But it's slightly across to one side, so 5 metres longer to, as we look at it now, to the onside, and then down, of course, to its third man and fine Louis. You've got very little room to play with down there. And add to that a quick outfield. This just suggests runs. It suggests lots of runs. Ball coming onto the bat, and Young's going to pinch one to mid-on. New Zealand are running at Pakistan here. They need to find an answer. 17 for none. That'll be 4. You cannot get onto the pads, Ian Bishop said. Scarce on the onside of the fielders. You cannot bowl that line.
That was a freebie. He did adjust the leg side field by getting a mid-wicket in place, but there's no one at fine legs, so Nazim Shah will know that he gifted one to Will Young on that occasion. I'll say it again. One of the big tests for Shaheen, for Nazim and Haris Rao is how often can they hold their length, and what we saw from a good first over when he held his length well mostly.
I come back for 2 again. They really are aggressive, these two, and not missing any sort of opportunity to pick up a single. It's hot out there, it's warm, it'll take its toll.
Yeah, and the question, I suppose, is, having been here for the Tri-Series and winning the Tri-Series, they racked up over 330 odd against Pakistan in the first game of the Tri-Series, and this is one of the highest scoring countries in the world in ODIs in the last, since 2019. So what's a good total batting first? Before we go to that, I just want to say, Smithy, Rami's made a point about the pitch. As I looked at the pitch when I went out there as well, it seemed a little, have some potential to be two-piece, because there are little rows of grass and then some dry areas, at least early with the new ball, that if it hits the dry area, it could just hold, and it hits the grass, it could slide. So, as Rami said, let's keep our eyes on that.
Pakistan need a wicket here. They need a wicket to lift the players. They need a wicket to bring the crowd as a factor, a home crowd as a factor. Don't just let things happen here, because New Zealand will take it away from them. They're in good touch. They're a confident side at the moment. Competitive side. Under Mitch Santner, they've formed a very, very good unit. They have no fear about taking on Pakistan at home. That's not the case in years gone by. It was getting a win here was almost impossible. Outside edge from the bat of Will Young, who's probably in competition here, to be perfectly honest, with Devon Conway, because when Rachin Ravindra comes back, one will go. So it's a nice little battle within a battle at the top of the order.
There's a reason, Smithy, why New Zealand have progressed so well here in Pakistan. They've been the most visited side in the last 3-4 years. They've played so many ODIs and test matches. Understand the conditions like the back of the hand.
12th since 2023. All to do with your hospitality, Ramesh. That's what I put it down to. It's 24 for none after 4. Well, every match in this Champions Trophy there will be milestones achieved, and today the ones that are possible really. Glenn Phillips, who's been in great touch, 65 runs for 1,000 in ODIs. Mohammad Rizwan needs 2 dismissals for 100 in ODIs, and Nazim Shah, we've seen him in action already, he needs 5 wickets for 50 in this form of the game. Just to get his line and length right to get the first one. Here's Shaheen Shah Afridi. That's the line and length.
Yeah, and live on it. And you know, just looking forward, you talk about Rachin Ravindra there not playing today, but Haris Rauf is back. So he got his injury, what, about 11 or 12 days ago. Hasn't played any cricket for that period of time, Haris Rauf. And when he fires, as he did in a